Hello, friends. I am John, and I am the 3D 80s kid. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 14. This one's going to be another VR, this time for another John out there in the community, John Keating, who has That 70s Card Show, and he put out the request for us to talk about our favorite cards from the 1970s. And I knew that I absolutely had to respond to this one because this one is a celebration of him passing 200 subscribers and crossing the Mendoza line. And his actual prize is a just classic 1970s shot of Mario Mendoza. And I knew I wanted to put something out there for this card. After responding to a recent VR from Groundchuck, who hit 406, my exact words were in the comments on his video was, congratulations hitting 4016. I'm not even close to striking distance of the Mendoza line myself, so I've seen Mendoza here now in this one. I just knew I had to respond. John, I know you said cutoff was October 1st. I hope filming and posting on October 1st will be okay. But if not, I still wanted to put this out there to congratulate you. So on to the cards themselves. If you've paid any attention to any of my previous videos, you'll know I'm kind of been obsessed with the 1960 top set. But at the same time, know that there's a lot more players I want at least one card of who are not going to be in that 1960 top set. And also, for whatever reason, I might not want their 1960 card. But if you've paid attention to the back wall, you'll see I am collecting a certain person who is definitely going to be in this group of cards I'm showing. But what I've ended up settling on is outside of 1960 tops, I really like the design of the 1972 tops. For me, like the 60 tops, just embodying the look of the 60s to me, 72 tops just seems to capture the spirit of the 70s to me. I even saw an article written about it where they referred to it as psychedelic funk, and I totally agree. And I just love the design, the crazy lettering of the team names. They just speak to me, and I am responding by collecting. So the first guy I'm going to put up here is, if you paid any attention to my back wall, you'll know I've been collecting this guy, Mr. Willie Mays. So he is the first 72 tops card in my collection that I've had for a while now. This is actually his very last card in a Giants uniform and is a treasured piece of my collection. Next one. If you saw my very last video, after all the Clemente Day talk, I just could not keep myself from finally making this purchase of my own Roberto, not Bob, Clemente card. So, beautiful 72 tops design. Love the lettering there with the pirates. Great stuff here. My next card. This is a guy who actually appears in the 1960 top set, but he is a rookie. So not only is it price prohibitive, then I also am not necessarily a fan of the rookie card design from that set as opposed to just the standard design. So I have opted to collect Carl Yastrzemski, Yaz, as a 72 Topps card rather than laying out all the money needed for his rookie card, which I don't even like as much in terms of the aesthetic. So here we go, Carl Yastrzemski. And the last one I've gathered up so far, my dad was a fan of this guy, says he is the greatest catcher of all time without a doubt. And that, of course, is Mr. Johnny Bench. And, watching documentary of him, it is a shame he had that cancer scare. Just a few years into his career, he'd won like 2 out of 3 MVP awards. And then they had to cut him open to examine, I believe it was his liver, because he had spots that they were worried were cancer. It turned out not to be. But they ended up having to cut through the tissue of the muscles of his chest, and he was never quite the same. He couldn't throw as hard. He couldn't hit as hard. He still had a very great career, but, the things he could have done without having that surgery on his chest muscles there would have been amazing. So, but happy to have this guy added to my collection. There's actually more that are headed on the way, but with that cutoff time for this VR, I had to show these now if I wanted to get in. So I guess I'll have to save those for a future video. And thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you.